happens if Ben just starts going on a rant?
Okay, we're coming
Rips
in
off
for
his
announcements now. We're very professional, guys.
So
Welcome to our announcements. Ben, that's your cue.
At some point,
My
if you
cue.
want to do the ad read.
Hey, welcome everyone to Melody of the Maelstrom. Today, we're not doing a countdown, so that's fun. Before we roll the starting titles, which we should do right away, we do have a few sponsors that we need to shout out. So there's D&D Beyond, which is great if you don't like math and you need all your resources in the right place. And you know D&D. What am I telling you for? If you're here, you know D&D. So I'm not even going to bother with it. They're doing fine. They don't need any advertising. They're
Yes, they
great
do.
people. Just you know where to go.
It's our responsibility.
D&Dbeyond.com, .ca, .org, whatever. Our next sponsor is FX May Vary. This is what happens when you don't give a countdown. I hope Kyle's paying
I'm
attention.
sorry.
They're an awesome band from Newmarket, Ontario, who specialize in making sure you always have your daily prescription for hard rock. Be sure to check out their music on YouTube, Spotify, or wherever you're most comfortable listening to music. Bandcamp, SoundCloud. You could probably pirate it if you know where to go. But you shouldn't do that because that's evil.
I mean, generally speaking, you just ask me for the files and I'll send them to
He's
you.
trying to do the let him do it.
There you go. Kyle said that he'll send you the files if he asks. So there you go. Their newest song, Torn, was just voted as one of the top 21 independent songs of 2024 by XRP Radio and is available to stream wherever you prefer listening to music. You can even ask Kyle. He's a great dude. Remember, as always, individual effects may vary. There's also our Patreon, where we have a tier for every level of generosity. One includes being shouted out at the end of all Dire Bear games, hopefully better than we treat D&D Beyond, and another includes voice acting lessons with one of the talented players in our network. Finally, we have merch. Sweaters, shirts, mouse pads, the Dire Bear logos on everything. We also have a Pride section that goes all year round. We don't care about, we care about the month, but it's like the whole year we're celebrating because they're awesome. Sweaters, sweatpants, stickers, tank tops, go ahead, check out that merch page, get what you need, and hopefully there's a countdown for the title credits.
I'm sorry, man. Yes. It's been 6 weeks. Okay, titles are done. We're coming in 3, 2, live.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Melody of the Maelstrom. The last we left off, the party was dealing with the rather large inferno that was very much in their way to getting to Menlo City. After Domino smacked a moose on the butt in order to heal it, there was some very clever Yeah, he smacked a moose on the butt.
I forgot about that.
After some very clever spellcasting from the Blue Rock that made an appearance in the second episode of this series, they managed to make their way through the Inferno and to Menlo City, where they found nothing but destruction and ash and death, etc., etc., etc. They went to sleep for the evening in order to rest and were visited by their very good quote-unquote friend, Talon, who was like, yeah, hey, guys, I'm here to kind of, mess with you, and specifically Nyx, but mostly all of you. So, yeah, we're gonna fight now. And everybody fought, and everybody woke up after kicking his butt, except for Nyx, and that's where we left off.
That's right. Who was the first person to discover Nyx was not waking up? think it was
That I
me.
do not remember. I think it was you.
Can't recall.
It
I
was
can't
probably
remember.
you because of the psychic
We
link.
could retcon it. Yeah,
Just
let's
for all
retcon
of
it.
our viewers right now, it's been 6 weeks, unfortunately, since we last streamed. So if there are certain details that we're kind of be questioning or
32
we're
years.
missing out on, because it's been 84 years. So it's been a while with St. Patrick's Day and then the ice storm. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to stream for a bit. So if we're a little bit off of our game this evening, that's probably why. So we are
Okay.
professionals.
I'm also just bad at this back end whole thing.
We're muddling through. It's all right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's just pretend that it was me that discovered it.
You had the
Alright.
psychic link active, so it feels reasonable.
That's right. That's right. So I did have that psychic link active, which is how I was able to go into that dream, right?
And yeah, that's how you pulled everybody else into the dream as well.
Right. So can I feel Nyx still?
Yes.
Are they asleep?
So you kind of reach out with that bond, and
Mhm.
normally it's kind of like a mental handshake, right? So it's like talking to somebody on the other side of the door. You can tell that presence is directly there, and you reach out and you can feel that presence is still there, but now she's in another room.
So they're conscious. She's conscious, but just
So
not.
she's there, but she's not there. Right? She's not dead, she's not gone, and her consciousness is still there, but it seems to be like being actively kept away from where it would normally be.
Okay. I called her name. Nyx, can you hear me?
No response.
I'm not sure the power works this way, but I'm going to try and do what I just did and kind of follow the thread.
Okay.
Should I make a roll or something?
Potentially.
Okay.
So it doesn't necessarily work like this, but if you describe exactly what you're trying to do, then we'll see.
All right.
So like obviously you're trying to communicate with her. It's
Yeah.
you're
Now I'm trying to do more
talking on the phone, right?
Yeah.
And now you can't talk on the phone. Now you have to figure out some other way to communicate.
Right. So let me think about this. Does someone else want to take over while I ponder? Because I got to think about how psychic powers work in D&D.
Well, first question, mechanically, did we finish our long rest?
Yes.
Okay. I think I would have, by this point, kind of observed that everybody's awake but Nyx, and so I would come over to Fidget and just be like, "Are you still connected to her? Is everything all right?"
No. She's there, but it's like there's like a barrier between us. We're connected, but we can't communicate. Or at least I can't communicate with her.
Keep trying. And I'll go over to Nyx's inert form there and just see if maybe shaking her gently does anything.
She does not stir. She doesn't. There's no reactions. Her face is slack and still.
So, Domino, do you have any idea what could be causing this?
She's had a rough go of it. I know the poison perhaps has lingering effects. It's beyond my knowledge otherwise. I mean, if you suspect it's a curse of some sort.
Might be worth a try. Do you have any way to detect such things?
I do not.
We
Okay,
must let
I'm gonna-
Fidget try his work, and then we can come up with other ideas.
Got an idea. So I used to be an archivist.
Mhm.
So I understand that language, like you can communicate through more than just direct contact. You can send packets of information. That's what
Mhm.
paper is, right?
Mhm.
So can I form like a picture and send it like with the expectation of having an answer?
Okay. A picture of what?
Her body laying there and everybody around it.
Okay.
And the words written, where are you?
Okay.
Because it's
I'm gonna have you.
possible she's not aware that she's asleep.
Okay. I'm going to have you roll me an intelligence check, just a flat check.
Okay. Cool. What did I do? That's a 9. Nah.
So you kind of send that down the bond, and you feel it just kind of against that mental barrier.
Okay. I'm not strong enough, guys. Whatever this is, my powers are. This is too new. This is too instinctual.
Can I do a medicine check on Nyx and see if there's anything physically contributing to this condition?
Yeah, you can certainly try.
That's dirty 20.
Oh,
Okay.
video
So-
chat again.
As you do a medicine check, it's odd. You've seen something like this before. When somebody cast the spell Feign Death
Uh,
on someone.
Okay. Is it like
she's
exactly
not
the
asleep.
same? Is it exactly the same sort of effect, the feign death? Like as if somebody has cast that spell on her, or is it
Yes.
just similar?
It's very similar.
But I,
So she's
not
not asleep. It seems to be something far more.
right. But being as I'm not a spellcaster, I couldn't differentiate whether or not this was actually a spell or if it was some other type of effect.
Yeah.
Understood. Does anybody here have a talent for dispelling magical spells?
I do not.
I'm pretty much only able to stab things. And talk to your
Indeed.
brain.
Well, the only time I've seen any similar condition was once came upon a rogue hedge mage who attempted to trick us by casting a spell called Feign Death. Wanted us to believe he had already passed away and leave him alone. Fortunately, we had a mage with us who was able to discern the ruse. But unfortunately, I'm unable to tell if this is or is not that spell precisely.
Can I roll a history check to see if I know anything about Medlo City? Like any sort of like scholarly groups or mage circles that might be present that we could go kind of seek assistance from?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
go
the
ahead.
city's a mess, but like some people might have survived. That's a 12.
So you can't recall any specifically. The majority of the intellectuals aren't in Medlo. They're in Serpent.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Well, we're not getting anywhere like this. We should make a gurney and start looking for survivors. Keep her with us until we can figure out a way to get her back.
Okay. I mean, it's our only move right now. I start gathering wood.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm out of rope because my rope is still dangling over a ravine in the mountains. But if anybody else has some rope that we can use to tie up a makeshift like fireman's gurney or something like that.
And do that.
Lots of scavenge in the city.
Alright, so we'll use Domino's rope and I'll drag her behind me as gently as I can as we start moving in towards the city.
Just grab an arm and just kind of
Mm.
just mind the head. Oh shit. Oh sorry. Oh shit.
It's 50 feet of rope. There's enough to lash her to the gurney properly.
She's a barbarian. She could take a few knocks.
She's
to the
not raging
skull.
right now.
Wouldn't that be great if she was like unconscious and also raging at the same time?
Right?
That's the angriest coma I've ever seen.
Yeah, right. Just like asleep, like foaming at the mouth, just like
Just furiously unconscious.
Random spasms of the arms.
Yeah, totally. Hilarious.
Yeah, isn't that just restless leg syndrome? Like,
Yeah. Sleep
Restless
raging.
barbarian syndrome.
Yeah.
okay, so you managed to make a little fireman
Little stretcher.
carrying thing stretcher. Yeah, that's the word that my brain was desperately reaching for. and not getting.
Okay. Yeah, we made a stretcher,
Yay.
and into the city we go.
Okay.
I'll turn to Baranthazar and say, Lieutenant, while I guard the sergeant, I'll need you to take point.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna scout.
Okay. Roll me a perception check.
I'm gonna roll stealth first.
That's probably a good idea.
24.
You disappear into the you're pretty stealthy.
Hooray!
You're sufficiently sneaky.
And 11 on my perception.
Okay. So as you kind of go out ahead, it's very easy for you to find areas to hide because all of these buildings are burnt out and dilapidated. The majority of the roofs have caved in. Unfortunately, most of the structures here, as this was a lumber manufacturing area, the majority of the buildings were made of wood. And it looked like they were all these really cozy kind of log cabin style homes. And then as the buildings got larger, they just used, taller trees, which would have made for this very rustic and, comfortable and homey type feel if it hadn't actively been on fire. So there's all of the windows have been blown out, all of the doors have just collapsed inwards. Any furniture that's left over is Wow, my brain just turned off.
Like burnt through and
Burnt
disintegrating.
and yeah, it's um actively still sometimes glowing, just with those leftover coals that are just kind of being continually stoked by the wind that is now just moving freely through this area.
Was it in Japan? There was a city that burned like 3 times, like, right to the ground because of the same thing. It's all made out of wood and cloth. I think it's Osaka. Similar deal. That's fun. Cool. Are there any stone buildings that are like intact?
There was one particular stone building that looked like an old, like a church. It had that steeple and then the surrounding building that definitely was like church-like.
Okay. Whereabouts in the city is it located?
It's closer to the center.
Okay.
It's easy to see because all of the other buildings have mostly like partially
Collapsed.
fallen down or completely fallen down.
Yeah.
Most of them are just piles of smoking rubble.
Okay. So this wasn't like a haphazard fire. This is like scorched earth.
Yeah.
Right. So
But
it
the
looks like,
And
steeples,
just to remind you guys, when you were investigating houses that were outside of the city proper, you found corpses that were, curled up as into themselves, like they had not been able to, they had not like around their tables in their bedrooms,
Mm-hmm.
like outside, they didn't get a chance to escape this fire. They died in their homes.
Mhm.
Would it be reasonable to infer that the fire would have been something akin to a red dragon's breath? Is that something that... Yeah.
Well, I'm recalling something quite familiar at the moment
Oh,
from
your childhood in Serpent?
Stormfell. Do you remember one of the first things that we looked into when we got there was the tavern,
Yes.
and it had the glyph
Mm-hmm.
that had clearly instigated the fire. So it's going to be tough to narrow down in a whole city, but I'm going to start looking for evidence of like some sort of magical influence.
Okay. Roll me an investigation check.
Yay!
Your favorite.
Oh,
25.
for good reason.
27.
For good reason.
That was also a good roll, but yeah, okay,
Yeah.
I'll take it.
That'll do it. Okay, so as you start just kind of moving down then through the streets, you can see as you're getting closer to the center of the city, there is the remains of what appears to be like an incredibly large, incredibly old tree. Like the trunk of this thing, the width of it is about 10 meters. So this is an incredibly old ancient tree. And you can see that like the outside of it is completely charred. And if you look very closely, you can see that in that charred mark, there's one area that's a lot darker than the rest of it, and it appears to be in the shape of that exact glyph.
Mm. Trees and druids, am I right? So I would imagine that this is somewhat related to Nyx's sudden comatose state. Might not be the cause of it. It was probably connected.
well, it seems this is their calling sign. Their modus operandi.
Yeah, we really need to get to Serpent. We need to do more research.
Now, did you say the steeple was still standing?
Yep, the steeple is still standing.
Maybe we
That's
should
perfect.
go there and investigate further.
So I'm gonna circle back to the crew,
Mhm.
let them know what I discovered. So come back to everybody and just be like, so I had a bit of a recollection while I was, I don't know, traversing the rubble. I remembered that tavern, the one that had been lit up in Stormfell by magical means. I found the same glyph on that big tree over there.
Bastards were thorough.
I wonder, tree that big, that old, in a place that's built entirely out of lumber? What if this place, what if all the wood is connected somehow? What if this is, I don't know, built on top of something the same way that Stormfell was? It's just been so long we forgot.
You think it's connected to one of the instruments of fate?
I think it might be connected to the druids.
There's
Tree
one
that
thing,
big doesn't grow in a year.
indeed. If there's one thing I think we've learned, it's that more than we ever believed are connected to them.
Well, what would offend druids more than burning an ancient sacred tree?
Indeed.
It's also, to my understanding, one of the sources of their power.
You think
Could be something too.
you think they're attempting to make it impossible to put the goddess back to sleep by weakening the druids collectively?
Druids were the only reason that this was able to be done in the first place, I think.
Tactically sound, to be sure.
How old does that church look? Or am I too far away to know?
It's difficult to discern from.
Okay. Fortunately, our druid's out of commission, so we can't do much about the tree.
Mm-hmm. While Fidget's been focused on investigations, I would like to kind of be scanning, just keeping my eyes and ears open for any sign of survivors.
Absolutely.
I don't know if, like, maybe after we're done here, I'll roll a perception check, but, like... Is there anything else noteworthy about the tree, like any sort of... any footprints left in the ashes or anything like that?
Well, with the 25 that Fidget rolled, you don't see any footprints in the ashes. So whomever started this fire also got out of dodge very quickly.
And nobody else has been to the tree since. Okay.
So all of this suggests to me that we're not dealing with a team or an army. We're dealing with a good handful, max 5 or 6 people that are doing all of this damage.
Well, let us not forget they did work directly with the Thieves Guild in Stormfell. And thieves are nothing if not networked. They could have more Could have more personnel than you want to believe.
That's usually the case.
Maybe there's a thieves guild here.
Might behoove us to take a look, though I would imagine it is similarly evacuated.
By the gods, the steeple still stands, so we should investigate there.
Agreed.
Indeed.
Yes.
And I guess I'll just take this opportunity as we change locations to make that perception check.
Yeah,
That's pathetic. That's a 6.
you don't see anybody.
Fucking Nyx's axe was dragging along the ground and just going, making it impossible to hear anybody crying for help.
It's also smoky, and there's all sorts of things in the way.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, for sure.
Smoke was in my eyes. I wasn't crying.
Smoke
I
gets
can't-
in your eyes.
Obviously, I can't hear anything. It's way too smoky.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jesus. To the church.
So I guess we're all agreed we're going to the church.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you make your way over to the church, and you can see that it was once this ornate, beautifully crafted stone building, and it's really the only thing that's left standing, because it was so well crafted. And you can see like it's these large interlocking stones. Obviously, all of the stained glass windows have melted and fallen in, and you can see the bits of like broken colored glass, both inside the windows and out. If you guys step inside, you can see that all of the pews have caught flame, and it's just the burning cinders of what remains. And there's this large stone altar that's at the back of this particular church.
Damn. So no survivors that we can see.
Not that you can see.
And it's just like a one-room chapel where like the main hall of worship and nothing really, like no back rooms or anything.
So there might be a back room. It's just
Okay.
you can't, like, it's probably one of those where like there's entrances to the sides, so
Right.
you can't see it from the main
Like
door.
behind the proscenium. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Don't- Nothing.
oh, you're a stage performer too. You should know what a proscenium is. It's the
No, no,
literal
no.
it's the literal fourth wall. It's the arch.
Proscenium. I learned about those in biology class. So the little microscopic
That's
guys.
that's the thing between your nose and your lip.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm out. You guys have a good
Spot
night.
between your balls and your
Tuning melody of the Maelstrom.
My proscenium's been itching all day.
Right?
Sack.
I love how you all interrupted me literally explaining what it is. You don't get to learn things now. We don't have acting facts with Kyle tonight.
No, you can do acting facts.
That guys, it's great.
The proscenium is the word for the. It's called the proscenium arch. It is literally the frame of a stage in a theater. It is what creates the invisible fourth wall that separates the stage performance from reality.
Okay, a word I should probably know, but
Yeah. But yes, I will look back there in the wings for other rooms after we finish investigating the main worship hall.
okay.
Oh, and we do have a new follower. Thank you for following
Oh, sick.
Tony D. Vamper.
Hey, hello.
I'm gonna look at the stone because I'm
Okay.
looking around. I'm not seeing a lot of quarries in the area. I'm wondering where they get this stone from.
You know what? Go ahead and roll me. Jeez. Determining where the... You know what? That's going to be either a... Let's say nature or history? Whichever you
Okay.
prefer.
Is it something that I, being like a former public official, would be able to help him with?
Not a former public official. Oh, no, actually, as a former public official, yeah, that might... Go ahead. Go ahead, roll.
Okay, so if it's the public official thing, I'm going to go with history then.
Yeah, and you can roll with
Right.
advantage because he's gonna hopefully point you in the...
Help you order your thoughts.
For a reason that you don't yet know.
Okay, I'm also going to use my psionic power, which gives me an extra D8 to my roll.
Mm-hmm.
So, rolling with advantage.
Da, 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 da.
The only rogue who ever stacked int, and I love it.
Use my psychic dice. So I'm going to roll a D8. What did I get? Oh, I got 16. Hell yeah.
Oh!
Yeah, that's
And an
24.
8 on the 8.
I'm doing well tonight.
And let's
Nice.
go.
All right, so, these stones are familiar to you, not because they come from where stones are regularly mined from, but because these stones are specifically really only found in the cliffs, like from the cliffs in Stormfell.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Right. So, and how far away from Stormfell are we right now?
You guys are pretty freaking far from Stormfell right now.
Yeah.
We're at least a
1,
3-week
2,
foot
3,
journey.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, you're like, yeah, you're like 3 weeks away.
Okay, so 3 weeks away, and from the city where the melody was performed every 10 years to keep this monstrous goddess asleep. And here's that stone again. Okay. Well, I mean, Bovidius and I figured this out together, so I just kind of give him a look. I'm just like,
It seems logical that the instrument may be housed here. We should start investigating for secret chambers.
definitely.
I'll go look for back rooms behind the arch.
Okay.
I'm going to join.
I'll look for any random stones on the like the ones that don't look like they shouldn't be there on the altar.
Okay.
Good call. Good call.
And I will look to see if there's a way into the upper steeple.
Okay, so I need everybody who is going to their own individual places to roll me their own individual investigation checks.
And I'll be giving Fidget advantage in the back.
Oh, nat 20.
Oh, nice! I heard you from up here.
So 26 altogether.
Very
Sick.
nice.
I was not expecting that. I was like, "Ooh, wait." When it landed, I was like, what?
We're getting all the
And then
20s
wait
out
for
now, so when
something
we
to
fight a
come up.
monster, we're just going to roll all
Yeah,
the
no,
points.
if
Yeah.
I throw something at you guys, you're so screwed later.
Charlotte says that, and then all of a sudden we all start raining nat 20s during the battle.
You guys like roll 4 crits in a row, and I'm like, what the hell?
Don't jinx it now.
Okay, so do you want me to resolve his first, or do you
Oh,
want
absolutely.
me to, like...
I want to hear that
Okay.
nat 20 work.
Yeah, so Brenthazar, you look immediately in the correct place, and you just kind of beeline towards it, and you're like, that stone right there, right at the base of the altar. That one looks wiggly.
So I press on it.
You press on it, and the entire altar just like shifts, and then begins to move to the side, revealing a staircase underneath the altar. You
All right.
Wow.
I yelled to Sir Domino. Sir Domino, I found a secret entrance of sorts.
Just
Well done.
Of
Well done.
sorts.
What am
Good
I supposed to
eyes.
say no?
Yep. By which I mean no.
So I draw my morning star just in case, and I'll descend the staircase.
Okay.
I just tell you I turn to Sir Domino, stay here with Nyx. I'll yell if I need anything.
You're going in there alone.
Seems like a bad idea.
It always seems like a bad idea, but sometimes, you gotta no risk, no reward.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would I be able to
Yeah,
find any torches or lanterns or anything? Big candles for illumination?
I'm pretty sure adventuring packs just come with torches in them.
I believe I
I'm pretty sure every Dungeoneers packs also have torches in them.
Yeah. If you didn't have that added to your starting equipment already, you would absolutely have a torch.
All right, well,
I
light it up.
Because you're
Tinderbox.
burning
because I used
through
to have
them.
light spell.
Aha.
Nice.
Ahaha.
Nice.
Ahahaha. I'm out.
Wonder how many viewers we just lost.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know what'd be really cool is like one day maybe we could go to a place where there's like a merchant we could buy stuff from and sell stuff to.
That would be sick. Maybe that's why I keep murdering everybody. I'm like, I don't want to do a shopping episode.
Yeah. Just carrying a pile of shit with us
I
everywhere.
would rather kill everyone than do a shopping episode.
If there's one thing we've learned from Critical Role, it's that shopping episodes are the best episodes and everybody loves them.
All right. So Bronthazar, you just go down the stairs, and immediately you can feel like the temperatures just drop, like a solid 5 degrees. So it's much cooler down here than it was closer to the surface.
Thank God I'm cold-blooded.
Potentially because you're no longer surrounded by actively, burning embers. But so you go down and you see this perfectly circular tunnel that just is at the bottom of these stone stairs, just burrowed into the earth.
I hold my torch up a little.
And then turns off to the right a little bit.
All right. So before I do anything else, I'm going to go back up these steps, and I'm going to go and find Bavidius. Not going to. I just wanted to see what was at the bottom of the steps, and then that was all right. Found something.
Yeah, we
So go
found the
back and
labyrinth,
report.
so we need to get the Minotaur.
Yeah.
Okay, now
Wow.
that's a good cow joke.
Thank you. Here's your
Isn't
ball of
he
thread. Get to
Middle
it.
though, isn't he already supposed to be in there?
Yeah, that's true.
Just push him down there and press the button.
This is your home. Don't you want to go to your home?
What do you say? What? You're leaving me behind?
You want the maze? Here you go. Go get the maze.
I don't need the mace. I have a great axe and a halberd.
No, maze.
Oh, maze.
They-
You know that's racist.
Only a little bit.
It's just fictional.
yeah. I'm sure Fidget and I have already started taking a look around in the back. So.
All right, so I go. I come and seek you out.
Okay, so we're gonna pause you, and we're gonna
Yeah.
go to Bavidius and Fidget.
Cool.
Pause.
So rolling investigation with advantage again, yeah?
Correct.
Yeah, cool. That's a 19.
Okay, so you guys go around into the back area, and you can see that this is where the priest of this particular establishment, this is where their living quarters is. There was a little bed, was a little wash basin. You can see the remains of a table and some chairs, and the bed has been burnt to its entirety, and you can see a skeleton laying prone on the bed, just fully laid out as if somebody was in the bed sleeping. and you can see a familiar-looking dagger just like through the center of the rib cage.
Familiar.
Familiar. It's so if you remove the dagger, you can see that the final inch or so is designed to break off.
Like Talon's.
Mm-hmm. Remember what I said about the thieves' guilds working together well?
Okay. Well, that dagger's going to go in my pack. I've got a nice little collection for me now. And that one I'm going to save to bury in Talon's chest. This is weird. I say that out loud.
How so?
How did a fire get all the way into a stone chamber and burn everything, including a body?
Indeed, it reeks of the foulest of magics.
I'm going to look around. I mean, I got a 19. I'm going to see if I can find something. But I assume any sort of vellum or paper is toast now.
Yeah, absolutely.
So all the furniture is burnt to a crisp.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to take a look around for that symbol again. See if I can find it.
You don't appear to see it anywhere in here.
Okay.
But with a 19, if you just kind of piece everything together, like if you stand so that you're looking towards the entry to this particular room.
Yeah.
Right? You can see, you can plainly see like the scorch marks on the stone.
Yeah.
And so it appears to have swept in from the main area, gone through both of the doorways, and then just consumed the entirety of this room.
Came in through both doorways.
Yeah, so it
Like
came
a wave.
in. It came in like a wave.
Right. That's definitely interesting.
And just it seems reasonable to assume that this would be like the primary clergyman that we found murdered here in his bed.
He's
head cleric.
unidentifiable at this point, but it would
Fair.
a reasonable assumption.
At least based on like the layout of the place and where the room is, like
Yeah,
this would be the rectory.
This guy's in the bed.
Yeah.
You know.
Is this
no,
like a Skyrim skeleton where there's like
you know, like
is this like a Skyrim skeleton where there's like gear that we can take off it?
No.
All right,
Knife.
fine.
You got a knife.
There's gold
No,
pieces
it's
inside the
totally-
rib cage.
I'm thinking like signet
No, yeah,
ring.
There's a loaf of bread in his rib cage.
Found 2 tomatoes and a loaf of bread. No, I'm more like a signet ring or like a pendant necklace or something that isn't like easily burnable.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's wearing just a plain silver ring.
It's plain silver.
Yeah.
So this is a priest that doesn't have a mark of his faith anywhere on him?
Could have been tattooed on. We'll never know.
Interesting. Okay, I take the ring.
Yeah, tattoos burn.
It's also reasonable to assume that the killer, the whoever wielded that knife would have taken any more ostentatious jewelry with him.
Maybe. All right, I take the ring.
Okay.
And I guess this is around the time that Brentazar would make his
First in, probably.
Major, I found something. A pathway of tunnels beneath the altar.
Well done, Lieutenant.
Thank you, sir.
Show me.
Come with me. So I lead them back to where the opening is.
Mm-hmm.
And tell them I went down just to see what was beneath. And there's a. It looks like it could be a maze of some sorts. Like with the. Oh well. He will. I'm sorry, just saying. Baranthazar wouldn't know about the Thieves Guild from Stormfell.
I feel like we probably would have caught you up at least a little bit on the context.
Oh, okay. Well, it's under the city, I'm assuming the Thieves Guild from what you told me.
We were mostly navigating the sewers in Stormfell, but certainly a network like this speaks to a somewhat higher class of criminal.
Or it could have been a way for others to escape the fire. You never know.
Indeed, perhaps the faithful fleeing persecution.
No one hides a tunnel unless they want to keep something hidden.
That's very true.
Indeed. Sir Domino, did you still have investigations of the steeple, or should we pursue this lead?
I would say let's pursue this lead, and then upon completion of that, we could check out the steeple.
God's willing, it'll still be standing when we're done.
I would rather you finish satisfy your curiosities here first.
Well enough.
Looks to the panel on the far left of the screen. The fates seem to us conspire against us all too often.
What me? No, never.
Dare you, sir?
Why
Okay.
would I do that?
So,
How dare! Oh my
so
god.
your protestations didn't come through the microphone right away, but the cat meowed outside the door in the hallway, and it fit perfectly. I wish anybody else could have heard it.
That's great.
The cat was like, facts, bro.
The cat's like, Scarlet, come on. You murdered everybody in this city. Like,
What makes us think you wouldn't murder us?
nothing. I mean, I don't know.
Nothing, everything, all at once.
Nothing.
And one of us has been murdered, one of us has been swallowed, one of us has been in a coma 3 times now?
And one of us just rolled very high on his investigation check.
Whatever.
Oh, nice.
We have also been joined by our Rendell this evening. Hello, Rendell.
Oh! Welcome to Last Week Tonight.
Are you muted?
Randall, hello.
Okay, well.
Are you there, sir?
Moving on.
Can
All
you hear me
right,
now?
rather than make things
Moving on.
awkward, we're just gonna keep going. All right. So yeah, you guys. Actually, no. Before that, I'm gonna resolve the steeplechase because that also seems.
How
So.
did that work?
Yes.
Yes,
There
we
you
can hear you
go.
now.
There it is.
Hey.
I do not know why, but the computer wants to pick up my controller as a microphone, and I'm not sure why,
That's very strange.
when I clearly have a much larger microphone in my face.
Computers, am I right? All right. So, Domino, you find a ladder that is like carved into the stone that leads up to the steeple.
Can you repeat that?
There's a ladder.
Ladder.
Because if
Okay.
I gave you a wooden one, you wouldn't be able to get up there.
Halfway up, suddenly it just starts burning.
Yeah, it's like hollowed
From
out,
the bottom.
kind of like footholds all the way up, right?
Yeah.
What you're talking about? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Cool.
I will explore then.
Okay. So you go up into the steeple, and it appears to be just what remains of like extra storage. But what you do find up here is a very nice looking chalice that appears to have been overlooked.
Okay, well, Bahamut's blessing, and I'll pour some water into it. And bless those whose souls were incinerated in this tragedy, and then I'll splash the water around the steeple with the new chalice, and then I shall put the chalice in my backpack.
Okay.
So that I can later put it in my backpack.
No.
Bad fidget. Bad.
Start spraying him with a spray bottle.
No, down.
No stealing.
Swiper, no swiping.
Oh.
That's great.
Okay, so after Domino gets back down from the steeple, Rendell wakes up from the momentary stasis that he was in, and everybody now gathers at the altar.
Randall's like, "Oh, football practice."
Class, the pinata's drooping.
When did we get here?
We still figuring that out. It feels like it's been 40 years.
And also, where is here?
Oh, we're in. Oh yeah, let me catch you up. So, Nyx is unconscious again.
So that's normal, yes.
Yeah. The city is a complete, it's totally burned to the ground.
Also normal for us.
Yes. Totally.
Sad but true.
I discovered a giant tree, like huge, 10 feet wide, I think the trunk was.
10 meters.
10 meters wide, so about 20 feet. And it had that, remember that tavern in Stormfell that burned down, and I went to investigate way back in the day?
And there was everybody was dead in there?
Yeah, and
yeah.
I found that magic glyph on the wall. Same glyph is on the tree. Then there was only one building that's kind of standing currently, which is a big stone chapel. So we came here and investigated, and we discovered that the stone, it was quarried near Stormfell, which is 3 weeks away. And we discovered that the kind of living quarters for whoever the priest was, everything inside was burnt to a crisp, even though it's inside a stone church. And it looks like the flames just kind of came in a wave. My current theory is dragons. And then we found a secret passage. Barenthazar found it. I shouldn't say we. Barenthazar found a secret passage.
Hi.
And Domino is also currently about to investigate the steeple.
The steeple, yeah.
I pushed a button.
Also, I don't know if I said Barenthazar or Domino. I meant Domino.
Domino has already investigated the steeple.
Yes.
There was
You're
no
late to the party, sir.
bodies or survivors to be found.
I was trying to fix Rendell's camera.
one
Okay.
Going up in a fire is probably not the wisest.
Yeah. But, panic is a real thing.
Yeah, I get it. Everybody runs upstairs in the horror movie, so I can't.
All right. Well,
can't
shall we thrust ourselves with great vigor into the gaping hole?
Well, when you
Aye,
put
aye,
it that
sir.
way,
And that's what we're gonna.
Hey, after all that I've dealt with tonight, I get one.
all right.
Everybody gets one. Tell him, Peter.
So all the DMs out there, don't use holes ever. If you want to learn how to do that, let me know. But
Thanks, Spider-Man.
ever.
All right.
Onwards and downwards.
So we're gonna investigate this tunnel.
Would it be inwards and downwards?
Well, I was gonna go with onwards and
That's
inwards,
usually how I
but
angle it. Yeah.
So you guys descend the the stone stairs and find yourselves in a perfectly circular tunnel that goes straight and pivots off a little bit to the right.
Why circular? Most curious.
Seems like it was burrowed.
I would wager that it was either a creature that did it, or a spell that only works in one particular shape.
I know little of spellcrafts, but certainly the tunneling creatures that I've encountered don't tend to make such perfect circles.
That's true.
I'm sure it's a curiosity more than anything.
Well, we can definitely say it's not natural.
Indeed.
Why not?
So what does it look like? Is it like in the soil?
Yep.
Or is it stone along the edges? Okay,
It's
so it's
in
just
the soil.
okay, crazy. All right. And how wide is it?
It's about 10 feet.
Okay. So if it's a perfect circle, we're gonna have to walk in a straight line, like single file.
Yeah.
Yeah, if
Otherwise,
it's 10 feet wide, too, may walk abreast.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it's so the bottom of the.
Oh, well, yeah, that's fair. Yeah,
We'll
okay.
kind of be leaning against each other as we
Rectangle,
walk,
circle.
right?
Yeah.
Unless you're like blinking arms and walking on the.
Right. Right.
Well,
Which
listen
we
to
totally
it.
could do.
We should
You absolutely could. That I would add some whimsical to this
let's
totally
do that.
dark
A
setting.
little bit of
show.
Monty Python here.
So we're gonna walk. We're gonna walk like this through the tunnel. It's gonna be awesome.
We're going to hold hands, and it's going to be
Yep.
great.
I have a question about that.
About holding hands.
How are we going to do that when we have to drag an incapacitated Nyx
Yeah.
behind us?
Yeah, we're not going to do that.
Just hold hands with her.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's Clanny.
let's weekend at Bernie's Knicks.
We're up to the third.
I mean, there are 5 of us. You 4 can be whimsical, and I'll drag the corpse.
Okay, cool. I'm always whimsical, so I think I'll just kind of stick with it. Yeah, okay. I think
Grab
let's go.
Fidget, put him up on my shoulder.
All right, cool. Yeah, let's do it. Let's go.
There we go. Let's go.
So all of you follow the tunnel,
Secret
and
tunnel.
it banks gently off to the right. Before, do you guys have any source of light down here? Because it's
I have
really
my
dark
torch.
down here. Okay.
And I'll light my own torch so that there's multiple sources.
Okay.
Not dark vision.
And I cast light.
All right.
I
Okay,
put
so-
my torch away.
Making your way down this tunnel, and at the end of it, you guys can see that it opens up into another space. And as you walk to the end of the tunnel, you can see that it's this perfectly spherical space that's just at the end of this tunnel. And as you look around, you can see that all of the walls. What do you think you think it's stone for a second, and then as you get closer, you realize that it's roots that are just perfectly shaped around the edges of this room.
Are we
And-
under the tree?
Yes, you are under the tree.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
so there's roots all the way around, and then there's like a pillar of roots with a large circular knot in the center of it that descends from the ceiling to the floor. And the only space that's not essentially made of wood is that mouth of the tunnel where it opens up into this space.
Okay.
What do you think, Fidget?
I'm gonna go cover the stairs. There's no way out.
Are there
If someone
any?
comes in, I can stay in the shadows.
Mhm.
But we need to make sure that our exit is protected.
Absolutely.
Very good.
So I'm gonna roll stealth, and I'm gonna duck back to the stairwell.
Okay.
Oh, buddy.
Jeez. Oh my
Nat
The
god.
20.
fact that it's 2 natural 20s.
2 natural 20s. He rolled 2 natural 20s, everybody, which is like a 1 in 400 chance.
So what happens is
Disgusting.
I go, I'm gonna go back to this.
Yep. That's awesome.
Shit, stepping back off my shoulder.
He just
Papa.
like drifts off of your shoulder and into the darkness. It's kind of terrifying if it wasn't. No, it's just kind of terrifying.
Oh, I actually have to. Can I just take a moment and have the ultimate flavor?
Yeah, absolutely.
You guys hear me say, "I'll be at the stairwell in your minds," but I'm gone.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah!
Oh my god, he's a ghost!
So,
Not again.
as he vanishes to the ethereal plane,
Yep.
I'll kind of. No, I'm letting Barenthesar take point because I'm watching over Nyx.
So I will walk up to the large knot.
Okay, so the moment you walk into the room, your torch goes out.
My torch was already out.
We put our torches away when Rendell cast light.
When Rendell cast light.
Oh, no, I didn't
We
hear
both
when
said we put our
torches
torches out.
My bad. Fine, fuck me and my flavor.
It's a cool idea.
It turns back on and then turns off again.
Did somebody phone IT?
At my hip, I'm just like, oh, hot, what?
No, I'm sorry. I missed the part where you guys put your torches away.
It's okay.
My bad.
But
Does anybody throw barbecue?
do we notice a commensurate like wind or something like that would have blown out a torch had it been lit?
No.
Okay, interesting.
I walk up to the knot and against better judgment, because we all know Charlotte. I reach out to touch the knot.
Okay.
So I put my hand on it.
So you place your hand on it and it feels comfortably warm.
Just before you explode.
Only a dex save. No, I'm kidding.
It was a delayed action fireball.
Well, only a charisma save. That's the really scary one.
And it's just like I'm thinking in my head, if you were a guardian of the druidic powers, please don't eat me.
So you place your hand on it, and other than it feeling warm, nothing happens.
Okay, I take my hand off it and I begin to kind of walk around it to check anything.
Okay.
Do you want an investigation check?
Absolutely.
While he's rolling, I'm going to lean over to Rendell and be like, Rendell, do you have any skill at dispelling magical effects?
I mean, at the moment, no. Give me 8 hours. Yes.
13?
You there's no mechanism in here that seems to do what you want it to do. Like there's no buttons, there's no levers, there's something, there has to be something up with this room, but you can't really discern what it is.
That's fair. I keep looking
I mean,
to see if there's anything.
I have a bit of an idea, but
I stop.
It's a long shot.
Long
Domino,
shots are what we have right now.
Yes.
can I see that chalice, please?
Chalice. How do you know of the chalice?
Didn't you say you got a chalice?
I did not.
Then I don't ask you for a chalice then.
The chalice from the palace has the brew that is true.
What are your thoughts?
Well, we're under a tree, yeah? I was thinking of watering the roots. Possibly with a little bit of holy water.
Does
I
anybody
might
have
be
a
able to help.
chalice?
I might be able to help you with that. And I
I
will
mean-
produce a chalice.
I will produce holy water. Again, I don't know if this will work at all. But pour my holy water into the chalice. And just kind of look at it and be like, okay.
Well,
Belcor, if you could
find
give me a
a
little hand here, that would be fantastic, mate.
adequate root to feed it to.
I was going to try pouring it on that knot,
Go for it.
and I will pour holy water from the chalice on the knot.
Before he does that, I'm gonna take off my signet ring from the diamond shields and hand it to him and say, maybe show this to the root as well.
I will
Perhaps-
also show a ring.
I don't know if it will do anything, but I know that the Colonel was part of the inner circle of the ritual, and maybe there is some sort of access tied to it.
It's like a two-factor authentication kind of thing where you have
Yeah.
to like the ring and
Thumbprint
the
and your
phone.
eye.
Oh my
But,
gosh,
yes,
send me
well-
the text message already.
But I will put the signet ring up, and I will pour water on the knot and see if anything happens.
Okay, so you pour water on it, and immediately a bunch of writing appears, just kind of swirling around it in concentric circles.
Is it in anything I can understand?
Do you read Druidic?
I do not.
I know someone who does.
There's some funny letters. I think they're druid letters. Is Nyx just unconscious? Can I like slap her around, wake her up, or is she like dead?
She seems to be under the effects of a feign death spell.
Put her hand on the knot.
So we are going to weekend at Bernie's, sir.
Yeah, I'll drag her over to the center of the room.
I manifested that. Yeah.
And I'll pick up.
Weekend at Nick.
I'll loosen the ropes enough that we could get her hand up and put her on the knot.
Okay. All of the symbols begin to glow with this sort of ethereal green light.
Well, something's working. Oh, this is gonna go really badly, but
I mean, can I lay hands on her? Give it a shot? Hymnus Requies. I will lay hands on Nyx.
Clear.
My brain thought you said
because
throw
there
hands.
is a secondary effect to lay on hands. It's not just.
Yeah, I was about to say, can you tell me, like, it cures things too, right? You
A
can
poison or
find
I think
disease.
it's just poison and disease, but like it's
Okay.
worth a shot.
Okay.
If it's a paralyzing poison.
Cure disease or poison.
Okay. So you spend 5 points of your lay on hands, and you immediately feel a poison just disappear. A poison of the mind.
That's wild. I love it.
Why didn't any of us think of this earlier?
Immediately her eyes just snap
Fidget
open.
did say poison.
And she looks around and she's like,
Oh, good, you're awake.
What the
What do
fuck?
these swirly letters all say? And sorry.
it just says sting over and over and over again.
So before you suggested the lay on hands, I was going to try and replicate her heart song. Because I heard it in the Cavern of the Guardian. But now that she's awake, I'm just going to be like, I think you need to sing your song again.
That's not it. Well, she looks at it and she says, "It doesn't say anything about my heart songs. It just says sing."
Fair enough.
I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts. Diddle-dee-dee.
All here standing in a row. Good one.
Bum,
The-
bum, bum.
The roots start to move.
Oh shit! Keep going.
Big
Round
small
one, small
ones,
one,
some
some
as
as big as
your
your
head.
head.
Give him a twist, a flick of the wrist. That's what the showman said.
I'm not sure
That
if that
is
was
all I know.
copyrighted, so we should probably stop.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was written in the
Monty
30s.
Python aren't litigious.
Oh, is it Monty Python originally? Okay.
Monty Python, yeah.
It's still old
Yeah,
enough that
all-
it's probably public domain-ish.
Yeah.
As all of you begin to sing that absolutely ridiculous song, the roots begin to move. And they seem to come alive and shift. And as they open, you can begin to see like the base of what appears to be a violin.
Keep singing. Does anybody know another song?
I'm so glad I went to the stairs.
Fidget, you know any songs?
I'll just start going. Oh.
It opens up a little bit more.
All right, I just keep repeating that, and repeating that, and repeating
All right.
that. When it's wide enough, I'll pull the violin out.
So it's not quite wide enough
Once it gets there.
because somebody in this room has not
Oh.
contributed that. Right?
Fidget!
I have to contribute?
Yes.
No, you're not in the room. Whoa, you're not in the room. Nix hasn't
What is
sung
that?
yet, and she's, and with her hands still on it, she just goes, fine. You
Doesn't
say
have-
the words, you know you have no right, 'cause you are not her love. You're a fucking parasite. And it just opens and, yeah, I chose that one. It just opens up and reveals this beautiful, intricately carved violin.
I grab it out before I can close.
And yeah, as you grab it and release it, it's just like there's this puff of like dust because this thing has been sitting here for basically an eternity. And as you hold it, you feel the weight of this instrument in your hands. Like one of the instruments of fate now lays in your grasp. That's where we're going to end the session for today.
Yay! We got a violin.
So, we got a violin. All right, so thank you to everybody who stayed with us until the very end. Thank you to everyone who tuned in on TikTok. That was the first time that we've dual streamed on TikTok today. So everybody who joined us there, thank you so much. Thank you to our sponsors, D&D Beyond. Our sponsors, Affects Me Very. Make sure you check out our Patreon. Make sure you check out our merch page.
Thank you for your patience with the opening credits as well.
Yeah, that was...
Yeah.
It's been a bit. So
It's
we're
been a
really
hot minute.
rusty.
I screwed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
I mean,
it
if
was,
Ben had been paying attention.
it was a team fuck up for sure.
Yeah, it was a team fuck up? Are you sure?
Yeah,
Okay.
At least two
Well,
people on the team.
I'll take
All right.
75% credit.
I'll take 3. I take 3% of that.
Typical.
Laugh.
All right. Does anybody have any shows coming up?
Yeah, actually. So I'm now playing drums for a band called Hot Apollo, the shiniest rock and roll in Toronto. And we're playing the Bovine April 26th, Saturday. It's going to be a good show. We're playing with
Nice.
Loud Almighty, Louisiana Child, and the Young Scones. And I know a bunch of those dudes. It's going to be a good show.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what?
And sorry, one other thing. You Sounds just dropped a new track on Spotify. It's called The Great.
No.
And it's definitely one of my favorite songs to play. So please check it out. And when we have shows, you'll be able to see it live.
Hell yeah.
I'm just gonna start putting this out into the ether, because if you start, channeling it, it becomes true. FX May Vary is looking for a new drummer. So if you know how to drum and you want to audition for our band, message either myself or Kyle, and we'll get you in for an audition. Because we really want to start playing shows again. As I'm singing Parasite, I realized that I really miss singing it. So yeah, and if you made it all the way here, don't tell anybody else, but you're one of our favorites. So the best thing that you could possibly do is support the stream by sharing it, telling your friends, 3D print the Twitch link, and then just glue it to a wall somewhere. Preferably maybe like a bathroom stall somewhere. Just 3D print it and 3D print it a bunch of times. Make a file, actually send it to us so that we can print it too.
Yeah.
And then we'll just start putting it everywhere. Put it on display on your desk at work. Yeah, that's a good one. Okay. And I think, oh no, you got to check out the other streams on this channel before I forget. We have a game on Wednesdays that's False Skull and Knights, our absolute bitter enemies, so you should go visit them and give them no swear timers and all of that jazz, because they absolutely love it. And then there's the game on Tuesdays that I always forget the name of.
Abomination Alley.
Abomination Alley.
I knew it was Abomination Alley. I was
But
double checking.
it's always Abomination something. I can never remember Alley.
Their name was still in the title when I went to go live.
Zero of the 2 words is the one that I always forget. So yeah, you check out Abomination Alley as well. That also streams on Tuesdays. And I think that's everything. So, unless I'm missing something, which I will be told about within the next few seconds, if I am in fact missing something. Nope. All right. So we're going to wish all of you a very good night, and we'll see you next time. Have a good evening. Bye.
Have you ever fought a dragon and stormed its mountain lair? Have you ever killed a vampire and seen the evil in its lair? Have you ever sought adventure and couldn't find it anywhere? Well, here's the answer to your call. We're gonna die of it. Victory company. Come leave behind all your cares. Victory company. Come with me and see what's out there. If you wanna be a hero or a demon in disguise, if you wanna steal a spaceship and sail across the endless skies, if you wanna live a story and you're down to have some fun, come on and join the Dire Bears. There's a game for everyone. Victory company. Come leave behind all your cares. Victory company. Come with me and see what's out there.